as of lately, if anyone follows me on Facebook or Instagram, you probably know by now that I'm engaged to my best friend. I feel like because I've been away from so many people, especially the friends that are really close to me, like in Melbourne, and they're just everywhere but not Kuching. I wanted to do like a video or like a story time just to share a little bit about what happened behind the proposal. So a lot of people ask how we got together so quick and how did I know for sure so quickly that he was the one. We met in November last year when we sort of first started talking, and it was just purely for work. Long car rides, long boat rides, and this was to the rural areas in Sarawak where they were doing water treatment stuff. Aided by the fact that there was like nothing else to do but talk to each other, so I think that really helped too. And I realised that he had this really great sense of humour. Even though his fashion sense was just a little bit like questionable at that point, I knew that he was a kind person and that, I don't know, he's not very complicated. And he's not like a social media user, so he's not seen my Instagram. He had no clue who I actually was. He found out a little bit later. So it was kind of nice because he's really helped me with my stability. I feel like I'm a lot more secure now compared to at one point. I guess I was quite attention seeking, and looking back I can feel it, and it wasn't entirely myself. So it's kind of nice to just have myself back. The process of this entire relationship, I wouldn't be able to tell the story properly without acknowledging God, because I think it was a very big part of my prayer that if I were to find a man and if it was God's will for me to meet somebody soon, I wanted it to be accelerated. I wanted God to just sort of make it really clear for me really early on that this was the man for me, and that because faith is such an important thing in my life, that it will be an important thing in my partner's life too. So I saw the heart of Owen for God very early on, and I think that was just like, that was it. That was the main thing. And added to the fact, like, I guess the bonus of it is that he was also a kind man. He loves me really, really. Loves me really, really. He loves me a lot. He's very unselfish. So I guess in many ways he puts a lot of people around him first before himself, and that's like a whew. My mom and dad are not judgmental, but I feel like they do have pretty high expectations of those that would date me and stuff. So just to see my mom being really happy and sort of embracing him into the family so quickly, and him following us on a holiday, like all this was just out of my wildest dreams, because they weren't usually like that quick to accept like a significant other in me or my sister's life. I think it was just the peace of God. We knew that it wasn't just us. There was nothing that we were physically or mentally or emotionally doing that was just out of this world and make us super special or anything. It was really a God factor. And joining a life group and just being able to pray about things together and to do devotion together and to reflect on our day-to-day basis, knowing that God is the center of everything, really did put a sense of security and a foundation to the entire relationship really quickly, because I feel that no matter what, there's always going to be differences in character, and there will be little things that we don't agree on. Well, luckily we don't have that much, but I mean, down the road they still will be. But the one thing that we are both really certain in is that we have God and as the center of a relationship, and a lot of things will build upon that. And so regarding the story about the proposal, apparently he had planned it really early on with Fabian and Eileen, which are his brother and his brother's girlfriend, and they're left and right, so they do a lot of these jewelry things. And the whole reason why I had zero expectation or suspicion about the proposal was because in my head, I knew that eventually we would get married and the proposal would be coming, but I was thinking maybe end of this year or not that quick actually. But they engaged me because they said that they needed a photo shoot done for a new collection that they just got out, which is called Simplicity. And it's true, they really do have a collection called Simplicity. So she even sent me like this storyboard and these pictures of like the stuff that she drew and like the ideas behind the photo shoot. And she told me like the shots will be the ones taking the photos, and they usually do take left and right photos. So I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. They'll be doing photos, and the scope was gonna do like a video commercial or some like shot of like the product, and I was just like, yeah, I'm game for it. It sounds like what it's always been. So that's how the shoots usually go. So zero suspicion.
I don't know, maybe they probably. Oh, what? It's more direct.
Is to ask her to look
紧张啊
to the
紧
side.
张啊。
不能是
没有，你知道我们拍的 it's not.
Because if let's say 他是后面，sorry，
It's the
的话就是你这样，因为他已经教他了，他教他了，他就不会那种 look 下去嘛。
难讲。
所以这样我们教他会转过来的，你们的 angle 都跑掉了。
True.
哦，对，还是翻表好了。
你们在耳朵那边 ，You soft cameraman.
And then after that, like we did the whole proposal thing, which is in a video, which I'll put in the link below. And it was like fantastically filmed, and I love the photos. And I think the best part of this entire experience is that they were all friends and close friends, people that have come alongside and journeyed with me over the last couple of years of me coming back to Kuching, and just to see them, I guess, putting in so much effort to make a day like this so special for us, for both me and Owen, was, I guess, the really priceless part of this entire proposal saga thing. That it's really not about how much money you can throw at something or how grand the gesture has to be, but it was the fact that it was friends that made it really special for me. It's just been through God's grace and His blessing that something so beautiful has emerged out of it. For those of you who share in my faith, I really want to encourage you to hold tight to your beliefs and your values, and to know that God has the perfect one for you out there. And regardless of how you feel as of right now, know that God remembers all your prayers and that He acknowledges everything in His time, and He makes everything beautiful in His time. So this is my story to all of you, saying that God will be faithful and He never forsakes us.